Hi students, it's Mrs. Paulson. How are my favorite kindergartners doing today? I hope you're doing fabulous. And I heard earlier in the week you were studying, or yesterday maybe, you were studying owls for science. And I think owls are so precious. So I hope you were able to see that 2-minute video of owls that I shared with your teachers and your parents. It's on my website. If you haven't seen it, maybe you can watch it afterwards, okay? So there's a lot of creativity that goes along with owls, and they're a very popular symbol. I know that probably your teachers have told you they're a symbol for wise old owl. So we're just gonna have fun and learn how to draw the owl in simple shapes and add some nice details to it, okay? So let me share with you a few things that I got ready for you. Yay. Okay, basic is gonna be this. I wanted to show you, first, here's that 2-minute owl video. If you do better with a visual drawing, here's a little example for you. Then over here, I have some cute owl drawings for you here to just be creative. Now, if you notice, they're all really different, but you know that they're all owls. Do you see some visual clues that tell you that it's an owl? So they all have in common big eyes, they all have wings, they all have a beak, they all have kind of a roundish body, right? So look at these guys, see some of the details here, and it might inspire you for your drawing because I'm gonna allow you to be creative. So this one has a heart. This one, this one's really neat. That's a neat design. It might be a little difficult for some of you, but I know when I've taught live kindergarten classes, some of the kids will go off and I'm always really surprised at what you can accomplish in kindergarten. So one of the fun things are these little doop-de-doops around the eyes. I don't know what else to call them. Little cute lumpies. It's kind of like sunflowers. This one's sleeping. So just really cute, have fun. So here we go. We're gonna get started with how to draw an owl. Let's stop the share and start it again. For my overhead, all you're gonna need today is something to draw on, something to draw with, and something to color it with. So hopefully this will work. My last take, it did not, yay. So, ooh, that's my new little necklace. I'll put that away. I almost wore it for you. And here is my new fantastic space that I'm working on. And so I put together owl noises in the forest. Isn't that kind of fun? Okay, so dear friends, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna first, oops, I didn't have my pencil here. First, what we wanna do is we're just gonna imagine our owl on our page. It's gonna be big. So with your finger, kind of draw the size of your owl. Imagine it on your paper, being mindful of what size we're gonna do because I heard it's mindful March. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw 2 eyes and they can be far apart or close together. It's gonna be your owl. We do wanna make other circles around. So I would say if you want directions, I would go about 4 of your fingers or all 5 of your fingers apart with your owl eyes. And then we're just gonna draw 2 small, tight little circles. And then we're gonna draw circles around those circles. And then we can even draw another line around that circle. Can you do that? Draw a circle and a circle and a circle. Yeah, pretty crazy. We're going crazy today. Okay. So then what we want to do is we're going to draw, also we're going to take another circle. So we're going to do a semicircle. I'm going nice and slow, friends. Pretend like we're following that circle around again. And we're just gonna make it go off to a point. Can you do that? It's kind of like the letter J. Look at that, like a big letter J. So you're just gonna start and you're gonna go all the way up and around. So instead of following the circle, we're going up and out towards the corner of your paper. Got that? All right, now we're gonna kind of play connect the dots. This is our goal. We want this to match. So we're gonna draw a line and connect those together. Okay, then I'm going to take my, notice how I move my paper, friends. You don't have to leave your paper stuck on the table. I see a lot of people do that, a lot of kids. You can turn it and twist it. So once again, we're gonna draw the letter J really big. We'll start in the middle here, and we're gonna go around his little eyes, like we're gonna make a full circle again, but we're headed out towards that corner page. And look, I made a mistake. It goes a little too much in a curve. So I'm gonna correct my line by making it more of a straight line. I didn't mean to make it curved. Now, when I erase, I only erase what is really important. When I made the mistake, don't erase your whole eye. You've worked hard, it's okay. So we're gonna take the line, and again, we're connecting the dots. So his eyes are a little lopsided. It's kind of funny, but that's okay. So now we're gonna draw his head, and all that is a little semicircle from about halfway between the eyes, maybe about 3 fingers down from the top on each side, and draw a line to connect. That's his head. And we're gonna pretend like this line goes through his eyes. You can imagine it's behind it. And we're gonna draw a big egg shape down. So imagine it's like a giant egg. Do you see that? So pretend the line's here, and it will maybe start about here and come on down. My drawing's a little off today, but you know, sometimes you have those days. He's a little crooked here. I'm erasing, you don't need to. That's just me being my over detailed self. Since I'm the teacher, I feel like it should be really good. And this bothers me that these are kind of crazy looking already, but that's okay. All right, friends, you're okay? If you get stressed or it's going too fast, what can you do? You can always pause the video, right? So now what I'm gonna do is at some point in between the nose and the eyes, in between the eyes, I'm gonna draw a beak. So that can be like the letter V right below the eyes. Now it also, if your eyes are too far apart like this one, or not too far, but are further apart, you can also make like a piece of pizza, look at that, like a upside down triangle in between to connect them. This one's kind of close. So yeah, I could make the beak start down there if I wanted. Let's see. I kind of like it up a little bit higher. So that's just me. Now we gotta draw his wings. So where the eye, let's do this, friends. Look at where the bottom of the eye is and pretend you draw a line right across. And then right there, we're gonna draw a long, flat semicircle that follows the body and then hooks up just at the bottom of the egg. You see? So if it went way down here, this is a good spot for the wings to end. So then over here, we're gonna draw a line. We're gonna draw a long, long semicircle all the way. And what we wanna do is make sure we try to match the other side because owls are symmetrical. So we're gonna bring that wing back. And now we also have his tail to draw. So I usually draw the tail coming from behind, and all it is a straight line down on one side, a straight line down on the other side, and a little curved, gentle curve for the bottom of the tail, okay? So there we go. That's my Mr. Owl. He looks a little batty. He looks a little crazy. So now I'm gonna take, also, I want you guys to draw a branch that he's perched on. You know the word perch? So a bird perches on a branch, always sits there. So we're gonna take all the way, pretend it's off the page, and we're gonna draw a gentle wavy line that almost touches Mr. Owl, but not all the way. So we can draw his little feet there. So I'm gonna make it thicker on this side and make it also a gentle wavy line, but imagine that it's a tree branch, so it might get smaller on the other side. You see how this is different than here? Now, if you didn't do that, it's okay. It just makes it look a little more realistic. And I'm trying to teach you guys some of those details. So then let's draw his feet. So the claws of an owl would come straight out, just two little lines coming out, pretend like it's his little legs are coming out, right? And then he has his claws. So I draw claws kind of like long ovals, kind of like this, but flatten all together. So you can draw three little lines all tight together. And those can kind of look like his feet on the branch. That would be a good way to do that. Now, the tree trunk, what I think is kind of neat is the detail on the tree. I want to teach you guys this. So you can see, usually right here, I make sure everybody's okay with their owl. Anybody need help? You may need to stop the video and rewind. I don't think so though. It should be pretty easy. So we're just drawing circles and then this around, big egg shape, long lines down. These are just little knuckles. And of course, one of the things we are gonna need to erase is the tail. It's gonna be behind our tree trunk. So don't erase his feet, don't erase the tail feather, don't erase your branch lines. We're only erasing the tail line that was showing through the branch because that confuses our eyes. So what I'm gonna do is show you that through color. So I'm gonna actually get my coloring out, and I'm gonna make my owl have a gray tail because I'm gonna make the branch brown. So I know that this color will make a contrast. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna color my tail just so you can see what I'm talking about. So now when I color my tree branch, it'll pop out and it'll show that it's properly in front. You see that? It pushed it back. Now the tail is definitely behind the branch, and I showed that with color. So here we go. I wanted to show you how to draw a trunk bark in a creative way. I start by making long, flat spirals. So what you want to do, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay. So what we're gonna do is make like a long flat spiral. And you can't do this wrong. It can be wavy, it can be kind of crazy. It can go off the page and then just follow your lines and let it be like that's the tree knot. You know, when you have a knot in the tree, just like that, okay? And then you could start it again over here. Do a spiral and make it match. Now, if this is difficult for you, please don't stress, don't do it. This is only if you get it and want to get it. Otherwise, you could all begin to start coloring and doing different things or working on your lines of your drawing, making sure it all looks nice. So I've got those spirals there. And then what I do is I just follow those around and let them kind of disappear off the edge. So just a fun little thing to kind of make it a little more interesting, right? And some people like to do like almost like rainbow feathers. So you can do semicircles in the feathers. So you can make a long semicircle and just do semicircles. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna zoom it out. Yeah, okay. So this was my quick sample to make sure I understood how to draw it for you. Now I noticed you can make it just with these, like the, I'm gonna show you different examples of the body. So I'm just gonna draw a couple of options. You don't need to do this. This is just Mrs. Paulson showing you what you can do here. So to make it easy, you can just draw letter V's, and those can look like feathers, right? Because they got that chest of feathers. You also can try to link the V's. Once you put the V's down, then you can draw a line of V's that make a line of feathers like that, right? You see what I mean? Now I've seen other people just do big U shapes and they connect the U shapes. You see that? That can look like feathers, right? And even some people just do little wavy lines, like little waves in the water. Those are like semicircle connected with semicircle connected to semicircle, 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 blah, 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 blah. So there's, and then you saw some people just did a bunch of hearts. So if you like to draw hearts, you can draw a lot of hearts as the feathers. Lots of fun things to do. So I think I'm gonna go with drawing, I'm gonna draw another circle inside him just because I'd like it to look like his belly is a different color. And this is where you're gonna get creative. You're all done with your drawing. This is a creative part too. These are creative. I'd like some kind of detail to show his feathers. You can make any kind of glasses or his eyes. Maybe he could be sleeping instead of awake. So we could, or he's winking at you. Have fun. Let's be silly on this one, but have fun, be respectful. Don't be too wild. So it's now time to color. Now, one of the things I usually teach my kindergartners, it comes up, is how to draw quick stars. So it's, if you only want the easiest star, so because usually owls come out at night. So I'm assuming we're gonna make this guy look like he's at nighttime in the background. So here's the easiest star is the way you make a snowflake. You can just make an X, then cut the X that way and cut the X that way. That's it. So it's X. X marks the spot, right? And then just crisscross over it. X, crisscross, X, crisscross, crisscross, X, crisscross, crisscross. You see? Okay, that's what you do to do those. Now, if you want to learn how to do the big kid, complicated ones, this is only optional, so only do it if you like. If you don't want to learn, go ahead and start coloring your owl. You start with making a long sideways V. Then cross it right in the middle. You see that middle spot? You're gonna cross over it. And then you kind of have this weird shape here. It's like an X with a connected line. And what you wanna do is just keep intersecting it through the middle. So cross it through the middle and connect that. So here we go, I'm gonna do that again. It's a long V, and then I'm gonna cross through the middle, and then I'm gonna aim and I'm gonna cross through the middle there, and then connect it. Again, a V, crisscross, cut, cut, criss. So I can do these so super fast now because I've been doing them so long. So it does take a little practice, but you can always, again, go back to the simple X and then cut it, boom. All right, so let's get this guy creative and colorful. You do it your way. I will also stop my share and put up the pictures of the examples because those are really fun, some fun ideas. And that's what artists do, is artists will look to other people's work and get inspired by it, but not copy it, but inspired, right? So, so this one, oh, a lot of the wings come forward and then they don't cover the whole belly. So what I'm gonna do is I really like this guy's feathers. So I'm gonna draw little U shapes underneath him. that all connect. So actually it ends up being like a letter J. J, look at that. J, J connected, J connected. You see it? J. Oh, I forgot I'm not showing you what I'm doing. I'm gonna do this and I notice these all look like letter J. So I'll show you new share. So I was doing, that was my old picture. So here we go. So to imitate that look, it's like a letter J connected. J and up and connect. J, big letter J. And it looks better if they connect in the middle of the next one above. Do you know what I mean? Like this one will connect up in the middle of the bottom of the J, but that's overthinking it. You don't have to. We'll be happy just to see a little detail on the belly, whatever that may be. All right, friends. So I'm gonna go back to our other share with the other cool picture. And then we can see, let's see, I'm gonna make this much smaller so we can see a bunch of them all together. And then maybe you can be inspired by some of these. Yes, it can have a big heart on its belly or whatever. I'm gonna get coloring. We're at about 21 minutes. So you have about 9 minutes, or well, we did show the video earlier too. So you can spend these last few times just coloring it yourself. And I'm gonna do that too and leave my little owl music on. Do let me know what you think, okay? And we'll have, you know, then you know how to draw an owl with some really cool details. All right. Remember, oh, good job coloring shows no white of the paper underneath. So when you're drawing a solid color, it should have no white showing through if you're doing a really good job. And we're getting near the end of kindergarten. We want to be good drawers for our first grade year. It's coming up fast. We don't want to go with, want to know we have some drawing, coloring skills, right? So I hope you have fun with the freedom of making this owl colorful and crazy, whatever you really want to do with him, it's up to you. I want you to have fun. So I didn't want you to be limited with the colors that I choose or whatever. So I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy the sounds of the forest with Mr. Owl. Maybe he's holding something. Maybe he's delivering something. Maybe he wears glasses. Maybe he has a purse, or she has a purse rather. Or maybe, you know, whatever. wonder what he's saying. What is hoo-hoo doing? Now, friends, real quick, I want to show you something with what I'm doing over here real quick. Here's my coloring so far, but I wanted to show you how to draw those flowery looking eyes. All it is a little bump, like an upside down U, all connected. So you can just do U, 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 right? See, in this one I did by color with crayon and not pencil, and I made mistakes. So it's always good to start with pencil first. So does mine look really crazy, or does it look all right? All right, and then I'm going to, you might want to draw your stars with white crayon. And then if you're home and you have watercolor, you can always draw stars with white and then do a wash over it, or use white anywhere and paint over it, and it makes like a really cool wash. But I also think that us by making it, let's say, a dark color, I don't know, what color is this? Is this like a gray? A really dark blue. Do you have such a thing? No, this one's kind of a weird blue, real similar. Well, I didn't plan that too well. I'm gonna do another orange line. This is what an artist does, they improvise. And I'm gonna outline my whole wing in orange so I can color my sky blue, and it won't look funny like he's missing wings because they disappeared matching the blue. So sometimes colors can be really helpful in defining your space and your objects. Okay. So for instance, maybe I'll color these purple in here. I guess maybe I'll color his eyes the gray color I did behind his tail. Remember when I did the tail earlier to show you the branch? Because if I color it blue, which is what I want to do, then when I do the blue sky, it's not going to show up again. And also color the inside of your eyes. And it always looks nice if you press down hard for your bark swirls here to make it look like a bark. So I always just go over it with a crayon, kind of tough at first, outline it, and then color nice and lightly, or use another color to fill in. And then it's really cool because it looks, you know, it looks like a bark. It shows the, you know, that there's texture and things happening in the bark. Okay, so it might be too much work to now color in the sky. If you have time, you definitely can. I was gonna see, sadly, the little white stars don't do a wax resist with crayons and crayons, but with a wet medium, it sure does. Okay, so you can gently color your sky, but we may be out of time and maybe you can finish it at home, okay? So I use the side of my crayon for fast coloring like this to be able, and then I use another page to go off the page. So it's not going on my desk, right? I can go right off the page if I have another sheet under there, right? And you can get right up to the edges. And if you have a black marker at home, you always can trace over with a black marker too. That would make it really stand out. So I hope you enjoyed my lesson on owls today and your science lesson on owls. They're really fascinating, cool creatures that have that are still prominent today in our backyards. I have a screech owl that goes by like every night. I hear him in both houses that we lived at. So they're out there. So anyhow, I hope you had fun making a creative little owl. And I will see you all next week. Be good and do good, do your best. And I hope you had fun today. Take care. Bye for now.